So definitely like to make a healthy dose of smoothie. Some of the stuff that I put in the smoothie, I like to also put into the next level of my morning regimen. I let the smoothie sit for a while because you shouldn't really have fruit juice and then eat something heavy with proteins and carbs right afterwards. From my understanding is that when you eat fruit juices or vegetable juices, especially ones that have been liquefied, they kind of bypass the stomach and go right into the small intestine. So if you just eat something like a heavy cereal or something right after that with starches and more carbs, that's going to mix in your stomach for a while and it's going to make you belch, it's going to give you gas. So like after I do my smoothie, I like to let it sit for a little while. I like to let it let it process until I start to feel hungry again. Once you start feeling hungry, then it's time to start immediately making your breakfast. And for me, you've heard about the trend back if you're my age or older, the muesli cereal. Well, real muesli is like this, I believe it's like a Scandinavian idea. What I like is the gluten-free oats. You can use quick oats. That's what I like to use because they're faster, obviously. But they're steel cut oats. They're supposed to be healthy. You can do a combination of couscous and oats or millet and oats. You can do oats by themselves. But I find that the more different grains that you encompass in making your, as I love to call it, gruel, and I've got my pot of gruel here, the better off you are. Because there's sorry for the banging, but there's so much good in all of this that what I use today is I have my base of my oats, my gluten-free oats, and what I use is Bob's Red Mill, but you can get whatever you like. If you don't have a gluten intolerance, which I don't, but I try to avoid gluten as much as possible, you can just use regular old oats. But the processing of oats is usually mostly done around other grains, so there's going to be gluten in them. Now, I'm not a gluten Nazi or what have you. I do take gluten into my body. I just believe that it's best to keep the levels of gluten, which is a sugar, glucosamine, as low as I can, and then if I really want to indulge in gluten later, I'll do it in an occasional beer or I'll do it in an occasional snack. But when I have control, might as well go with the gluten-free option is how I feel. So what we've got here is, and I make enough of this so that I usually will have some left over for like the next day. So you don't have to do this every single day, or you can snack on it throughout the day. I'm going to see if I can show you this because I'm doing this on my laptop. This is the bowl. Hold this with two hands. This is the bowl of food that I made. And what we've got in the bowl is a combination of several different delicious attributes. With the wheat, I also like to use Chia Seed, which Chia Seed are these fine little seeds which you can also use in smoothies, you name it. You can also, one thing I like to add near the end, now, once you use stuff more and more, you learn that the things that have the more essential oils you don't want to put in earlier on in the cook because you don't want to heat up things with high oil content because you don't want to create trans fats too quickly. But hulled hemp seeds they're on the pricey end of the spectrum, but those are delicious. Flax seeds are great. Sometimes I recommend that you either soak these overnight because if you eat flax seeds, they sometimes just pass right through you because they're dense. They have a dense shell unless they've been hulled or crushed. If you soak them, they kind of turn gelatinous and they're easy to mix in. And then near the end, like I said, the stuff with oils I like to use for flavor and for creaminess. I put in coconut flakes or even coconut oil. You can use the 369 omega oils or the multi-chain triglyceride oils. I'll show you what those look like. And these are kind of expensive. And if you don't want to go on the expensive end of the spectrum, but these right here, this is basically pressed coconut and palm kernel oil. Gonna cost you more money, but you know what? When it's your life, we throw away money on so much other shit that you might as well throw it towards something that is gonna make you feel better and live longer. So I like to. Well, I don't like to mix a lot of fruit with grains. I do throw in some blackberries or raspberries or blueberries, sometimes even goji berries, just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of added sweetness, flavor. You can use honey. Some people like to use. So sugar, yeah, sugar's not great, but you know what? You don't want something that's going to be totally bland. The coconut really brings out a lot of great flavor too. Let's see, what else do I use? That's about it for today's. And then at the end, if you really want to, you can use milk or almond milk or hemp milk. But usually a lot of the packaged milks, they use some kind of like congealing agent, which if you want to be ultimately healthy, eat ultimately healthy. But you can, I think on the greater scale, this right here, fucking awesome. Pardon my swearing. I'm really stoked and happy about it, though. Keep a lot of organic, fresh fruits and vegetables on hand. Like I said, especially vegetables. And usually with my main course later on in the day, what I'll do is I will steam some particular vegetables, like cabbage is amazing, really good for you. Broccoli, spinach, chard, kale, all kinds of kale, carrots. A little steam on these, and sometimes adding a little bit of lemon will release even more nutrients than you'll get from just having it raw. But throwing it into a smoothie with like an apple or a banana or something like that always makes it more drinkable, so it doesn't taste super green and super earthy, which sometimes some people can have a problem with. Less packaging food, less processed food, less pre-made food, more bulk food, more locally sourced and organic food. That's what I'm working on. It's hard to do it day in and day out, but you know what? Think of it this way. Think about your brain, think about your life, think about your health, and you know what? Some people focus more on putting high-end gasoline in their car than they think about putting high-end food into their body. So what's more important? The welfare of your automobile or the welfare of your life? That's the way I think about it, your body. Anyways, today, as I mentioned, I went to acupuncture for the first time in a few weeks. I had a seizure yesterday. I was sick. I think I ate some bad shrimp. I made some shrimp and gluten-free pasta, and I got the shrimp raw, hulled it, and did everything myself, and I think I may have undercooked it. So, sick to my stomach. I'll spare you the details, but spent a lot of time in the bathroom and not good. So I felt weak. I had a yoga session yesterday at the Quest Center where I do a lot of that. I think that meditation and mind and body, meditative work is essential, is a big component in this whole keeping yourself strong and healthy longer. Of course, I've got this big box of pills. These are anti-seizure pills. Those are pills that keep me from having seizures because of the size and location of my tumor. My neurologist seemed to be unanimous agreement that if I stop taking those, that things aren't going to be so good, and I'm pretty sure to have seizures. I also have these, which is Ativan is the label name, but it's also known as lorazepam. These things pretty much knock out a seizure, one or two of those, boom. But the problem is you get this awful hangover after you take those. So today I feel kind of wiped out and shitty because I've taken it. I take vitamin B12. This is a liquid type of B12. I take vitamin D, which I don't have out in front of me right now, but D is also found in fish oil. Um, Anything high in omega fatty acids, like good fats, avocado, coconut. I take triple magnesium supplements. Magnesium helps with the absorption of calcium, which helps relaxation. And something new that I just started today, and I'm not sure how it works, are these two Eastern medicines that I got from my friend and healthcare practitioner of Eastern medicine, David. David is the head at the Quest Center uh, for Integrative Health here in Portland, Oregon. And I'm going to talk about that as soon as I go to the next segment.